Things are getting worse and harder every day because of my weight. The sleep situation, you know, if I sleep wrong, I'm in excruciating pain. So it just sucks to move around. It just feels horrible, you know? What hurts on my body the most is probably my back, knees, and feet. Overall, my back is the worst. Honestly, the most difficult thing about my day is probably taking a shower. Walking up the stairs feels like I'm carrying cement bags under me and I'm trying to lift them all up the stairs. Plus, I cannot fit into most spaces. So, taking a shower sucks at my size. I can't move too well. I am still good to do it by myself. If I ever was that weight where I couldn't do the shower on my own, that's what scares me. I wouldn't want it to come to that ever. Being a big person, there's a lot of friction and a lot of like crevices, you know, and you want to get everything clean as possible. So by the time I'm all done with that, my back is usually on fire. And then I end up getting aggravated because I just want to finish. After something like that, I use food for comfort to make me, you know, just feel just happier. I just want to be full. And don't tell my mom, but I make the best eggs in the house. She's a good cook, but she's not me. I did go to culinary school, so I do know what I'm doing. But she, of course, still treats me like a little kid. I've been living with her off and on for 31 years now. So I guess it's normal for us getting on each other's nerves at this point. Hey, Ma.
Let me do that.
Yes.
I don't want you to make a mess, please.
My back's killing me yet. Hold on.
You're already sweating.
Yeah. I want to sit down for a moment.
I don't like when Gino stands up and he can't stand up, or he breathes heavy. I can't take it. I don't want to hear it. It makes me upset. Obesity does run in the family, because I was heavy, my mother was heavy, you know, my grandfather was heavy, and so was his father. So he was getting it, no matter what, you know.
I'm grateful for her, but my mom aggravates me sometimes. You want me to do them? Because you know, the 4 can't fit in that pan.
I'm doing just fine.
All right, can you move, please? Let me finish. But she never gets in the way of how much I want to eat. And it's always been like that as far back as I can remember. We're a very close family. And us being an Italian family, when we eat in an abundance. And we enjoy each other, you know, that's just how we come together. We would always make food for each other. Food was like always the glue. And there was an abundance of relatives too. Lots of cousins, uncles, and aunts. But the cousin I've always been closest with my whole life has been Nico.
Growing up, me and Gino, everyone always thought we were twins. You know, we look a lot alike, and we've always been hefty. We always been by each other's sides. Like, he's my best friend. I love him. He's always been my best friend. He's my wingman.
Nico and I would have eating contests and stuff like that. And between that and all the eating we did as a family, I got up to 100 pounds by the time I was 6.
Gino was always kind of a chubby kid. I was 36 years old when I had the gastric bypass myself. I didn't want him to get as heavy as I was. But then again, you know, deprive my kids from something to eat, it's unheard of in my family.
So by the time I was 8 years old, I was 150.
Think that Gino might have some food addiction because, you know, Gino's dad was a drug addict. He didn't do the drugs when Gino was little. He stayed clean. When Gino got a little older, his dad was doing drugs, and I couldn't have that around my son. We got a divorce when Gino was about 12 years old, but he never seen his father's drug use. I don't think he knew why we were even divorced, because John hid it well.
When my parents got divorced, it was definitely hard on me. Food brought me comfort. And if I have to say, that was probably when eating for me became something bigger than just filling up on food. It became something I needed in order to feel better emotionally. And by the time I was in the 4th grade, I was already 200 pounds. So after I got divorced, Mom ended up getting full custody of me and my sister. I did see my dad a little less. It was much different. The only constant was food. And by the time I was 13, I weighed almost 300 pounds. In high school, I also had problems too because I was getting much, much bigger at that time. Sophomore year, I actually couldn't fit into like those seats that have the desk attached to them. I couldn't fit into one. So I was completely embarrassed. I never even went to class. But, you know, did what I had to do, got through it. After high school, when I went to college, in college, I went for culinary school. And of course, I ate my way through it. They call it like the freshman 15. Yeah, mine was like the freshman 50. I started gaining a lot of weight around that time. After culinary school, I got a couple different jobs in a couple different kitchens. But I wasn't able to keep anything for very long. It was like the bigger I got, the more the kitchen couldn't hold me. And I just kept getting bigger. And then I suffered a really bad workplace accident where I blew out my knee on the job. And I've been out of work ever since because there's no MRI machine to fit me. So I can't even get a proper diagnosis. And that's when I had to move back in with my mother, which was humiliating and not at all what I wanted to do. But then something happened that rocked my world a little bit.
You want any more before I take that plate?
Nah, I think I'm all set, Ma. Thank you. You got a phone call. Your father's in the hospital. Found a tumor-type cell.
I'll put my hair up, Gino, then we'll go to the store.
I remember being there in the room when the doctor came in, the cancer specialist, and she was like, "Oh, you have pancreatic cancer, stage 4." And I just immediately broke down. It's basically a death sentence. It threw me into a big loop, you know. I tried to, you know, seem as much as I could. It only took 5 months after he was diagnosed with cancer. That was it. I was heartbroken because we're so family-oriented. We all love each other to death. So after my father passed away, that was it. I just went off the deep end and started eating like crazy. It just was pure comfort, and food was the only comfort.
Gino's dad's death, it hit him really hard. It was really painful to see that for him. That was the most upset I've ever seen him. It's at a point now where Gino's weight gain, anything emotional is gonna add to it. His health is declining. Like, it's rough.